I tried making a quick little roast today, but the yarn had completely different plans. But honestly, I'm not even mad at it. So, here's how this whole rose situation went down. And yes, it involves me using the wrong sized yarn. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amparo Wonderland. Today, I am going to be making something cute with this red yarn over here, and it is this lovely and beautiful red rose that I love how it came out. Did not come out the size I wanted, but I'm going to show you the process that I went through. So, without further ado, let's get yarning! Okay, so first things first, I did my infamous magic ring, which, a lot of people don't like, but I do like the magic ring a lot. I think it's fun to make. But anyway, after I created my single crochets inside the magic ring, I needed my stitch marker, but I couldn't find it because there's a lot of things in my office and I can't get to them. So I found this paper clip and it worked. It did the job. So after I did my single crochets, did stitch marker, and I just continued creating this masterpiece. So the way this pattern works is that I have to create different sizes of petals. First the small, then the medium, then the large. As you can see, I'm creating a smaller one, but my smaller petal is kind of on the bigger side, which is kind of something that I tend to do a lot when I am testing out patterns. And the reason for this is because I am using a heavier weight yarn that I have, which is not the yarn that is called for in the original pattern, but this is all I had at the moment, so it is what it is. But as you can see, I am finishing my first petal here, and after fastening off, I was able to start creating the rest of my petals, which is 3 more. And voila, we've got our 4 small petals, and now I can move on to my medium petal. And as you can see, the medium petal is created the same exact way as the smaller petal, which is with the magic ring and working in the rounds. And the way this works is that I actually create the same exact amount of rounds from the smaller one, and I just add onto it as it grows, and then I just do, like double crochets and all that to create the little ripple effect of a petal. As you can see, it is getting a little bit bigger than the smaller petal, which is exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And over here, I am showing you again that it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. A lot bigger than I am hoping for it to be growing. But anyway, I continued the process and tried to trust the process to see what happens at the end. Once I finished off my medium size, this is what it looks like with the small one. I create 3 more, so 1, 2, 3. Here we go. We got our 4 medium-sized petals, and now I have to make bigger ones to create the bigger size petals. And just like the other one, it starts off the same way with the magic ring, and it's worked out in the rounds as well. And the reason that I really like this pattern is because I literally use the same exact pattern from the first smaller size petals, and all it does is just adding on more rows and just adding more half double crochets and double crochets just to create those little ripples that you see in the petals of a rose. And now we finished our large petal here, and as you can see, it is way more bigger than the medium and smaller petal. And now that I finished this one, I have to go ahead and create 4 more. So let's go ahead and take care of that. In total, I created 5 large petals for the rose. And now that I have all of my petals made, I can go ahead and start putting them all together. So I start with the little ones, with the little petals, and I just wrap them up like this all together. In the original pattern, you're supposed to glue them all together, but I decided to make it a little more difficult on myself because, that's what I do. And instead of gluing them, I'm going to be tying them around with the loose ends that I have at the end of each petal. so that way I don't have to use any sort of glue, because I like to challenge myself, and sometimes I challenge myself a little more than I probably should and make things more difficult. But here it is. This is how it's gonna look once I put it all together. It's really cute. It's massive. But after I created that, I have to create the green part of the rose. So this is also worked in the rounds. And when I talk about the green part, I'm talking about, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like the leaves, or like the base of the rose that has green on it. I hope you know what I'm trying to say, but it's worked the same way in the rounds, just like the petals, and it's, again, very easy of a pattern because it uses all the basic stitches of like the single crochet and the double crochets. And when I get to the point where I am making the points of the base, it becomes a little more difficult because I have to create the point and then fasten off, and then I have to create the second point, fasten off, and so on and so forth until I have all 5 points. And then after that, I decided to do exactly the same thing, and instead of gluing it, which is what the original pattern calls for, I decided to tie it with the loose ends that I left on each point. And this part was so difficult, but at the same time, I really liked the challenge. I don't know why I like challenging myself. Let me know in the comments down below if you are the same way, or if you prefer to do things the easier way, or, like, as they say, work smarter, not harder, which is not what I tend to do. I tend to work harder than I should. But yes, anyway, as you can see, I'm threading the small pieces through the base like this, and now I can go ahead and sew the green part onto the rose after I open it up like this, because for some reason I wanted to show you again, even though I should be leaving this at the end. But I went ahead and sewed the pieces just like this. As I was explaining, I used the loose ends of the green points to sew it onto the rose. And I am just finishing up here with the sewing of the green part. So to finalize it, I had to hide this last piece. So I decided to just bring it down to the bottom, so that way it can be together with the rest of the red ends of the rose petals. I still have no idea what I'm gonna do with these ends. Most likely it will stay like this, or I'll tie them all up and cut them off. I don't really know, but the reason for that is because I am actually planning on recreating it with a smaller yarn, so that way it can actually come out the size that it's supposed to. But I do love how it came out. It is a very beautiful rose that it comes out to be. It looks like an actual rose, and I love it. So if you do enjoy this and would love to make it yourself, you can find the pattern that I followed in the description box down below. So shout out to that person, because it came out really beautiful. So, as always, thank you for stopping by. If you did love this video, then you are going to definitely love this one right here. And I will see you there. But if not, then I will see you in the next one. And so, that's that. So, I'll see you there. Bye!